Welcome to another episode of the Creative Action Podcast, and today I'm sharing the fourth part of this marketing workshop I originally created for coaches. But if you're a mentor, a service provider, a consultant, it will also be super valuable for you. In this fourth part, we will dive into this system to find profitable niches for your business. Once you learn this system, you will develop a new way of looking at audiences and evaluating whether they are a good fit for your business or not. This workshop was hosted in the Volunteer Coaching Discord group, where I'm collaborating with Andrew Browning, also known as Unchained Self. Volunteer Coaching is a Discord group where we engage in peer coaching, and also we do volunteer coaching to creative entrepreneurs. So if you're a creative entrepreneur, a coach, or you want to start networking and not being on your own, playing single player mode, this game of entrepreneurship, then join the Discord group. You can check the link on the description of this video. Without further ado, let's get right into the fourth part of the workshop. Let's see how can we find profitable niches. Yes, let's do it. Boom. How can we make sure we are engaging with the best possible leads? Because yes, of course, my neighbor could be a lead, but do I really want to make an offer to my neighbor? Maybe not. Maybe my neighbor is not necessarily the kind of people I want to help, or maybe it will be very difficult for me to convince my neighbor about having coaching, because my neighbor never in his life did anything like that, or thought even about self-improvement or growth. So what I'm about to share with you is a process to make sure you are engaging with the best possible leads, or at least you are improving progressively the quality of your leads, or you are testing this in a structured way. So I present you the 4 golden circles of niche definition. This is a concept I learned in my sales training that I think it's super elegant, and I want to share with you the 4 golden circles of niche definition. And before sharing this, I want to say what is a niche, because if not, we need to agree on the ground, on the what's the theoretical framework, let's say, for what we are talking about here. A niche is a segment of the market defined by its unique needs and identity. So a niche would be, it could be understood in this with this formula. I'm going to do something here because probably you will not be able to see. Yes, here we are. Okay, I changed my face a little bit, the position of my face. Well, so a niche, it could be defined as a combination of a detailed who plus a detailed need of that person. So you are defining who, and you are defining the specific need of that specific person. So an example of a niche will be solopreneurs, coaches that are starting their business and want to improve their coaching skills and get more clients. That could be a niche. And you can get even more niche. You could say solopreneur coaches that are older than 50 years old, and that you can start making it even more limited. But that's an option. I mean, that's up to you. Another example, indie hackers from Canada that want to create apps to generate passive income as a side hustle while working in a corporate job. So I'm limiting the niche even more, saying that indie hackers from Canada is not the same indie hackers from Canada than saying indie hackers from Singapore. It's a different niche. What I want you to do right now, because I want you to work. We are here to work. I know you are tired. I know you said that before, Andrew, Sihu, but I want you to brainstorm 3 niches hypotheses that might be compatible with your value proposal right now. Just draft some hypotheses, because this will be important for you to make the most out of the information of the 4 golden circles of niche definition. So if you are not able to do 3 and you are able to do 2 or even 1, it still is helpful. It will still be helpful. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes for this. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for this. I'm going to put a timer, in fact, with 3 minutes. So I want you to not be perfectionist with this. Just 3 minutes will be more than enough. And I will share my timer here. Okay, here we are. This is the timer. So I want you to start writing 3 niches, hypotheses that might be compatible with your value proposal starting now.
A few minutes later.
Okay, let me see what happened here. Ah, nice. See who she did 3 already. Nice. Let's read the different niches. See who says highly spiritual woman from 25 to 45 years old who wants to transform their lives to live in alignment with their higher self. Amazing. Number 1, single woman who are looking for a committed partner who will embody healthy masculine energy. Interesting. Woman artists between 25 to 45 who want to succeed as an artist, creating the type of art that they love and creating from their intuition. Beautiful, Sihu. Wow. That's a lot of clarity. Respect, very good. And Change Self is working. He says, I assist conscious entrepreneurs in crafting authentic pathways to success that honor their purpose and maximize their positive impact. Beautiful. So excellent. We already did this exercise, brainstorming 3 niches. I want to say that I love what you wrote there, Andrew and Sihu. Very, very good. And it will be very helpful for you having that already written down, because we are going to do this exercise of the 4 golden circles for niche definition. This is a system for you to evaluate which ones of these niches are profitable for you. So basically, you do an audit of these niches that you already defined. And this is very good, especially when you are working with a lot of niches, which is recommended. Generally speaking, it's recommended that when you think about this, you think in terms of not only one niche, but thinking of the possible niches that your business might be a good fit for working. So it's not about defining one niche, because the problem with that is that if you want to define one niche from the start, you will not know if it's the right niche. I mean, this is a trial and error process. It's not like a magic formula, a magic, I don't know, pill that you take and you already have a business. No, it's something that you need to test. And so having multiple niches is a way of figuring out which ones are the best and which ones are the people that actually you can help the most. So I'm going to get right into these concepts because they are very good. I think you will enjoy this very much. We're going to start with the first circle, which is the digital group. So you're going to evaluate, do I know where and how to find the leads in this niche? Because let's say, yeah, this is a beautiful niche. Yes, I would love to help these people. I don't know, let's say an example, I want to see some of the example. Conscious entrepreneurs that craft authentic pathways to success that honor their purpose and maximize their positive impact. Do I actually know where to find those people, or where are they located? Do they actually hang out in some place in internet, or maybe there is no place in which these persons are located? So this is a fair question. This is a very practical question also, because yeah, you can define the best possible person. You can the target customer, the target niche. You can define it in an ideal way. But if you are not able to find those people in internet, basically, maybe you can find them outside internet. But remember that this is about finding profitable niches in the digital space. If you don't know where to find them, or you don't have any way to find them, then it's highly likely that they are not a profitable niche for you. They are not an easy win for you, because you will not know how to find them. So this is a question, a good question to have in mind, especially if you are doing cold outreach. If you are doing your own content, it might be that those people, maybe you are able to attract them in some way. It might be the case, but obviously that will take a lot of time and energy. See who says, I grew a lot on Twitch before, But lately, I realized the niche I want is not there, so I cannot work. It's quite important to be where our niche is. Exactly. That's the main takeaway of this. So let's say you have 5 different niches you can evaluate. Well, which one of those is more easy to find? So that's a good question to do, and you should consider this when evaluating your potential niches. We're going to go to the second golden circle. Well, this is an example. You can find those leads in Facebook groups, Reddit groups, Instagram followers of a profile. Maybe you realize there is some influencer you like that their followers maybe they might be the exact kind of people you want to help. Well, that's another way of finding them. Google search results, Google Maps results. In example, with a client right now, she's basically doing prospecting through Google Maps because she's working with brick and mortar businesses. So blog comments also. Let's say there's a blog that is talking about exactly the subjects that interest the people that you want to work with. That will be another way of gathering those leads. Forums, LinkedIn, WhatsApp groups, paying someone to show your stuff to their audience. That's another way of getting leads, of reaching a niche. So this is very creative, as you can see. There are infinite ways of finding those people in the internet. I mean, they are somewhere, maybe not, but maybe they are somewhere. So where? That's the research you need to do in order to find those people. Number 2, this is quite important. This is another factor to evaluate in your niche. Will this audience be easy to convince? And this is important because there are audiences that are very easy to convince. They are prepared. They are prepared to buy. They are prepared. They already know. They already know what they want. It's easier. But some of them not. Some of them they are not ready. They need a lot more attention, a lot more of action and communication and time. So this particular golden circle has a few aspects, 2 factors for easiness of persuasion. 1, their education, and 2, your authority. Their education, it means that if they are educated about your solution beforehand. In example, for us, that we are coaches mostly, well, Normans is a marketer, but for Normans, in example, it will be important that his niche is already educated about the importance of having a marketer, actually, helping you grow. So if his niche, or the niche he's aiming towards, is not educated about why marketing is important, well, maybe it's not a good niche, or at least it decreases the score, let's say, of that niche. I want to share you an example here. Customer education example. Who is easiest to convince about investing in creative coaching? That will be the question. A digital high-performing creative who already bought a sales course, or a retired grandpa who paints signposts? Who will be easiest to convince about investing in creative coaching? Well, here Norman says 100%. All my clients have come from Instagram and network. Network equals net worth. I will go with door 1, he says, Andrew. Door 1 would be the digital performing creative who already bought a sales course. And yes, definitely, because the retired grandpa is not educated about creative coaching. He probably doesn't know what it is. But this guy, he already knows. And probably he already had it before. He already bought a sales course. So he's used to buy digital products. In this case, well, maybe creative coaching is not digital, but Norman says, got last 3 clients over the last 45 days just because of my network. So build connections. Definitely, my man. That's exactly what we're talking about in our last workshop. The differences between a contact and a contract is in the letter R. The difference between a contact and a contract is in the letter R, which stands for relationship. So yes, if you are nurturing relationships, you're going to create contracts, basically. So our example, okay, we did the education example. We are going to go for the authority example. Expert authority example. You dedicated more than 5 years to help grandpas realize their creative passions. So in this case, which one would be the best, the most easy lead to convince? Of course, the retired grandpa, because you already have experience about this. You already have testimonials about this, so it will be much more easier for you to work with this kind of client than working with the digital high performing creative. So this is important. So when you evaluate your target customer, you need to think about their education and also your authority for that niche. So these are two aspects of how easy would it be for you to persuade, let's say, this target niche. This is another score you need to think. You need to another factor to score. Let's go to the next one. Number 3, pain intensity. How strong is their pain? How strong is the pain of my niche? Which audiences with a small portion of my solution can solve a big part of their pain? And this is big because if by any reason what you do is like the holy grail of someone, he will be ready to pay you. He will be ready to start working with you. He needs your solution. He needs your solution. It will be easier for you to start working with him because you are a small portion of your coaching will solve a big part of their pain. So this is another factor to consider, the third golden circle. Now I'm going to reveal the fourth golden circle, the last one that you should consider when defining a profitable niche, which is the investment habit. So if the niche is not used to invest in your type of product, if it's not used to invest in coaching, in example, this is very related to the easiness of persuasion aspect. If they already invested in coaching before, it's highly likely that they will invest in coaching with you because they already had the experience of paying for that in the past. So it's interesting to think about this aspect when thinking about coaching, because it makes sense. A person that had experience with coaching, any kind of experience with coaching, already paid for coaching in the past, for sure is going to pay for coaching in the future. It's more likely. So that's why I think there is a lot of opportunity in offering coaching for coaches, basically, because coaches already know the value of coaching. So the investment habit is already is already there. So that's interesting when you analyze this through this lens. So this means that you can analyze this hypothesis of niches through this lens, through these 4 golden circles. Basically, this is what should happen. You define multiple niches, like hypotheses of niches. You craft value propositions for each one, because each niche will not have the same needs. So you will need to create a different value proposition for each one. You reach them out, you test the value proposition, and repeat. So this is the whole process of validating your niche and your value proposition. This is an iterative process. So this is how it looks. Now I'm going to share the example. Yes, this is the example of how can you do this. This is just what I was doing when analyzing the different niches. I created an Excel. I start laying out the different possible niches here. I was creating a column for each one of the evaluations and putting a score for each one of those. The light blue columns are the niches, the golden circles, and the score is in each one of them. I was doing this on real time, and I showed you like how can it look, this evaluation in the practice, basically. But you don't need to do it in this way. Just knowing the concepts in your mind, it will be helpful. Just knowing the concepts in your mind, you will start seeing things with this new distinction, and that will be helpful for you to make accurate decisions with your business. This is an example. This is an example of a message I sent, and this is how I was testing my value proposition. Basically, I was sending messages to entrepreneurs, and I had my idea that what they most value was leveling up their focus, reducing overwhelm, and reaching their ultimate goals. So that's why I'm putting the value proposition here in the message to test it, to see what happens. And well, some of them will answer and some of them will not answer. Of course, that's how it works. Awesome. That was the fourth part of the workshop. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the channel or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Okay, let's go again. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the channel or follow on your favorite podcast platform. And if you feel inspired, you can leave a comment or even share this with a friend. That would be super useful. You might be wondering, how can I create a value proposal, a custom value proposal for different niches? Well, in the next episode, I will teach you how to reverse engineer any specific problems of your audience into an irresistible offer, so you can validate this offer, this product in real life with real people by trial and error. Do you have any questions about anything we talk in this episode? Leave them on the comments. See you next Monday. I wish you an excellent week.